Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be organizing Wayfarers of the South Tigris, designed by Shem Phillips and S.J. McDonald and published by Garphill Games. This is a fully sleeved copy of the game with no lid lift that's organized to get gameplay started as soon as possible, as well as facilitate the game while it's being played. If you have any questions about anything you see here, please let me know down in the comments below, and for anything that you see in this video, please take a look in the description of the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure that you do. It is the best way to help us grow, and for those of you already subscribed, thank you so much for the continuous support. Let's get started organizing Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Let's lift off the lid here, and on top you'll see we have a rulebook for the game as well as all of the boards. Let's move the rulebook to the side, and then you'll have all of your player boards on top. On the back of each of these player boards are also the solo boards, and they all have different ways that you'll be able to play against a different behaving solo AI. Very nice. Let's put these to the side for now. Next up, you'll have your segmented game board, and this is also modular. You'll be able to flip them to different sides in order to give different symbols and different paths that you can travel upon. So I'll put those to the side as well. Underneath all of the boards and the rulebook, we have all of our components for the game. And as you can see, we have not modified the insert for the game this time, but we have added a couple of storage organization tools. Let's start off with these general resource containers. We have our metal coins here inside of a rectangular container. You just pop the lid off like so, and then anytime anybody needs a coin, they just go ahead and grab it. And we do the same thing with all of our provisions up in this top section, another rectangular container that you'll open up the lid and have it available for everybody. Now, the insert is designed to put your resources in these wells here, and they do fit pretty dang well. The reason that we don't put the resources in these wells is it's really nice to have a container that you can put into a general area as opposed to having them come from the box. And that means that everything else is going to be empty when you actually start the game, but those resources will be right here. And so you'll just have to kind of put them on the side, and it takes up a little bit more table space. So I really like the flexibility of these small containers here, and that's why we've opted to use them instead of keeping them in the well. But I totally understand if you want to keep the coins in this one and then the provisions in this one. Moving on, we'll go ahead and discuss the cards in the game. In these rectangular card wells, where we have the resources stored as well, we'll have separate sets of cards. In the bottom right here, we have all of your inspiration cards. All of them are going to be shuffled up and placed on their appropriate spot on the board. To the left of the inspiration cards, you'll have all of your land as well as your water cards. They all have a similar bag here with the way that you can draw more additional cards, get a better choice looking for specific symbols, but they are going to be building out your tableau differently. The land cards going on the left and then the water cards going on the right. So those are all going to be stacked together in one pile here. In the upper right section, we have our scheme cards for the game. You're going to have only a small set of 6 for that solo mode. We've got a silica gel packet for freshness, and then moving on, we have all of our space cards as well as our Townsfolk cards. So the space cards are going to be some endgame scoring, as well as have lots of unique symbols, and then your Townsfolk cards can enhance all of your other cards there. They've got a coin cost, and then specific tags that they require, and then an ability to boost up your other effects in the game. So those are your Townsfolk as well as your space cards here. Now's a good time to talk about the sleeves that we use in the game. We use the GameGenic Standard American matte board game sleeves. I love the matte finish and the way that they shuffle, and they fit perfectly in the included insert. Moving from the outside in, let's talk about the player components in the game. We've got 4 different sets of colors for player components. We've got blue and red and purple and yellow, but in each of these sets, in addition to their colored components, you're also going to put 2 starting workers. So each player is going to have a yellow and a blue worker in addition to their other components. You'll also have a player marker. This is going to track your area on the journal board. You'll also have your dice for the game. You're only going to start with 3, be able to earn more as you play, and then all of your influence tokens. So you'll put all of those for each color into their specific well on the side here. In between the included resource containers, you'll have your journal tiles. This is how you're going to populate the journal board. You'll be randomizing these so that the rewards are going to be a little different from game to game. You'll shuffle them up and then assign them at the beginning of the game here. That's why they're separated. Next to the journal tiles, you'll have your green workers. Do not put these with the other player components. They are going to start the game on the journal board. They're going to be things that you can unlock the more that you progress. This last middle section here has all of your upgrade tiles for the game. When you claim them, you're going to put them onto your caravan board here, getting bonuses and improving your dice. On the main game board, you are going to have specific sections where specific tiles need to go. For example, all the black tiles here, all the green tiles here, and all of the purple tiles in these sections here. And that's going to be reflected in this storage solution here. I'm not going to take out all of your individual tiles here, but just leaning the insert a little bit, you'll see that in each of these sections, they are separated by color. So all of our blue tiles, our yellow, and our black tiles, and then separated by type. So these are both the same type of tile. Now, when you do set up the game, you're only going to need a number of these tiles equal to the number of players. So if you're playing a 2-player game, just grab 2 of each, and you can leave the rest in their box, and then put them on their appropriate spot on that main game board. You are, however, going to use these purple tiles every single time, so just go ahead and take all of those out and put them onto their appropriate spot on the game board. But that's everything in the middle section of your insert here. And that's everything inside of the box. Let's go ahead and pack it up. First off, we'll return all of the tiles, including our journal tiles, as well as our green workers. Then we'll put all of our cards away, starting off with our sea and land cards. We'll put those into that bottom left section here. Our Townsfolk and space cards in one stack in that upper section there. Our inspiration cards in this bottom right section with our container with our metal coins on top. Now remember, you can definitely just dump these coins out into the box here. That means you will need to either scoop out all the coins for each session or put your box in an area where everyone can reach it easily. We've got a silica gel packet for reference, and then our solo scheme cards, and lastly, our provisions container on top of those. Covering the insert, we'll place all of our main game board pieces, followed by all of your player boards, and lastly on top, our rulebook. And that is organizing Wayfarers of the South Tigris. If you have any questions about what you saw here, please let me know down in the comments below. And for links to anything that I talked about in this video, please take a look in the description of the video. How do you organize your copy of Wayfarers of the South Tigris? Are you a fan of Garphill Games? Were you a fan of the North Sea or the West Kingdom trilogies? What do you think is coming for Wayfarers of the South Tigris? We'd love to hear what you think. But thank you so much for watching SideGame Strong.